This video is sponsored by Tokyo Treat. Alright, so we got the 264 spoilers, and Sukuna is surviving the Jacob's Ladder that was fired at him at the end of the previous chapter. So let's just get that out of the way. But the big, most important thing that happens in this chapter is YUJI is finally using his domain expansion. And its effect is not exactly what you would think it is. But before we get into that, we got to go over all the spoilers, of course. So chapter starts with YUJI punching the ground to imbalance Sukuna's footing, and Hana's Jacob Ladder attack descends on Sukuna. So yeah, this is from the cliffhanger of the previous episode where we saw YUJI and Todo put Sukuna into the best position that they could for Hana to be swapped in to hit him with the Jacob's Ladder, and in theory killing him. Sukuna starts to climb up towards Hana in midst of getting hit by Jacob's Ladder. So before Sukuna's getting hit by it here, he's like turning around and darting up to her between the rocks. Sukuna says, unlike the Jacob's Ladder that was applied to Yuta's domain that targeted only me, this Jacob's Ladder affects both Todo and YUJI. So if he climbs straight up the Pillar of Light, he can get to Angel without being interfered by anyone. Angel warns Hana to leave, but Sukuna is already behind her and prepares to attack her. Sukuna says the output of Hana's Jacob Ladder doesn't have the same level of power it had last time. Before I'm ripped apart from Megumi Fushiguro, Angel, I can reach to your life. So that's pretty interesting. When Yuta was going against Sukuna, he applied Jacob's Ladder like in his domain. So I guess because of that, it only affected Sukuna, and when she's just using it like straight up as its own ability, it can affect both YUJI and Todo, and I guess Sukuna used that to his advantage to get out of this. Also, apparently it was weaker than when he was hit by it originally, back when he first took over Megumi's body. Sukuna locks in and punches Black Flash, but Todo intervenes and takes that attack to save Hana. Todo is blown away, along with Hana, but Sukuna acknowledges Todo as he says, "This man is truly a Jujutsu sorcerer." So wow, Todo taking another Black Flash here, right? I'm pretty sure he took one from Sukuna not too long ago. And while he is saving Angel and Hana in this process, he's also getting like blasted through buildings, but I guess he's surviving it, and he's being acknowledged by Sukuna. I mean, he's not getting like the full name treatment where, you know, like he says your name. But first, let's talk about the sponsor of this video, Tokyo Treat. Tokyo Treat is a monthly pop Japanese snack subscription box where you'll get up to 20 of exclusive limited edition and seasonal flavored Japanese snacks, including Japanese instant ramen and drinks that are only available in Japan for a limited time. They also come with these great booklets that give you information on all the snacks in the box, as well as Japan and its culture. This month's box is Summer Matsuri Flavor Fest. This month, Tokyo Treat invites you to kick off Japan's summer festival season in style. Experience the tastes of Japan's Summer Matsuri with all of their favorite festival flavors, snacks, and event-inspired treats from all across Japan. Discover the fun, flavor, and excitement of Japan's Matsuri in this month's box. So first I tried this mannequin waffle cookies and cream. This is amazing. It has such a nice fluffy and dense texture with a great cookies and cream flavor. I also tried the 7 spice and mayo Corinto. You have to try these for yourself. The flavor is so oddly unique, and it has a great deep fried texture to it. Then I tried the Kit Kat that we get every month with Tokyo Treat, and this month it's the Gold Caramel. As always, these Kit Kats are 10 out of 10. This Gold Caramel has like a really nice rich flavor to it. So guys, if you're looking to get an amazing Tokyo Treat box this month for you or your loved one, it also makes a great gift. Check the link in the description, and also make sure you use code Zhoniin for $5 off your box. Thanks, guys. But at least he just says, you know, this man is truly a Jujutsu sorcerer. That's like second place, I guess. Sukuna notices that both Hana and Todo are unable to move, so he decides to finish off Angel later. But immediately YUJI appears out of Jacob's Ladder. Sukuna is surprised to see YUJI chasing after him even while he was being burnt due to Jacob's Ladder. YUJI lands a hard punch on Sukuna's face, then grabs hold of both of his legs and smashes him down on a building. Alright, so YUJI is back in the fight, I guess, just by himself at this point. And as Sukuna said, Jacob's ladder is like burning him as well while he's going through it, but just not enough to stop him. Like, I guess that's all really is doing, is burning him. But he was chasing after Sukuna the same way that Sukuna was like ascending upon Angel, jumping through the rocks. And now he's just going after Sukuna. And going into this next sequence, we see that just as he appears out of the building, YUJI tries to disrupt Sukuna's footing once again using the shrine technique, but Sukuna punches YUJI away and his remaining arms are regenerated. Narrator says after hitting 2 additional black flashes, the King of Curses finally regains his reverse curse technique. Whoa, so that came out of nowhere. While YUJI was trying to use his dismantle against Sukuna, like when he touches something and the scissor marks appear, Sukuna avoided it, but then suddenly regrows his arms, and like the wounds in his chest and his face, like he's back to normal now because of those 2 black flashes that he landed. I guess most importantly, the one that he recently landed against Todo. And as we saw before, it can give you like a critical boost just as a sorcerer general. And with Sukuna here, now he can just do reverse curse technique again, which had been stalled out for like the longest time. Like Sukuna had been down like a few limbs and just had been heavily damaged and stabbed in the chest by Maki's sword for like a while now. And now he's just finally back to normal, which makes me think that this is setting up possibly the final battle here of YUJI versus Sukuna. Sukuna grabs hold of YUJI and lands punches on his face and body and strikes again on YUJI's face with his knee. Sukuna thinks YUJI's dismantle that targets only the boundary between him and Megumi is fatal for him, but it's useless if YUJI can't even hit him. But YUJI doesn't give up. He gets back up and tries his best, but Sukuna doesn't let YUJI use soul dismantle on him and punches him again. A small flashback to when Gojo was teaching YUJI about domains while fighting Jogo. Gojo said it uses a lot of cursed energy, but it has its pros. First off, domain gives an upgrade to the user stats due to the environment like a buff in a video game. And any curse technique that is applied to a domain always hits the opponent, and YUJI uses domain expansion on Sukuna. The narrator explains that YUJI has already learned the basics of barrier techniques through body swap training with Kusakabe, indicating as to how to YUJI's learn to use domain. Sukuna is at an unknown station and he's currently in YUJI Kuna form. YUJI approaches him and says, "Let's go, Sukuna." So this is the big twist ending here. YUJI finally using his domain expansion, which we were unsure if he was able to do or not, but apparently he is. And it seems like it's not the traditional domain expansion, because suddenly Sukuna and YUJI are transported to like a train station, and Sukuna looks how he did when he would take over YUJI's body. You know, still in the school uniform and everything. And Sukuna's like shocked. So this is really interesting. This makes me think that YUJI's domain expansion is some kind of like genjutsu. Maybe this could also tie back into what Todo and Choso felt when they were around YUJI for a long enough time. Like they got those memories of events that never happened, where they were like with YUJI or being friends with him at some point in the past. I remember earlier on in the fandom, like 2 or 3 years ago, when we were still speculating that if that like false memory ability was YUJI's curse technique. Of course, it was eventually debunked, but I still think it would be interesting if Gege somehow ties back to those events that had happened, and it's like, I don't know, some kind of subtle foreshadowing for his domain expansion. Because YUJI doesn't seem threatening in this sequence. He's like, "Let's go, Sukuna," almost like they're buddies or something. And it's possible that's what might happen here. Like, he goes through this genjutsu sequence with Sukuna, which eventually leads to him ripping his soul from Megumi. I assume that's what this has to do, right? Or the end result of it. But let me know what you thought about this in the comments, guys. Of course, I will go over the chapter way more in detail in my full review for it tomorrow. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed already, please do that. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.